Hello, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to this paper here that was written on, this is a June exam that was written for grade 12 and is the latest paper that was just written, and I just wanted to bring you a question one suggested approach, just to see if you were in this exam or if you're preparing for this exam, how were you going to approach this. So let's look at question one specifically, and I also did some other questions here, but as I said, this is this exam, guys. Look at this. This is a senior certificate, or those who are doing the national senior certificate. It was written in June 2023, so it can assist you as you are preparing for your exam. You know the instructions, but I'm interested in this question number one. So how did you approach this? This is the first one, is what? Say solve for x. How many marks? 3 marks. So here, when you are given such a question here, it's not, I would say two approaches you can do. If you want the simple standard one, you can do it, that is factorization, the normal one. But I will encourage you to go for your standard quadratic equation. Remember, it says x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Rely on your calculator in this case. So what are we given? We are given x squared minus 7x plus 12. This is equal to what? 0. So that is what we have here. That's why I'm saying it's up to you. But the good part is this 1.1.1. Look at this. This question 1.1.1 and this one 1.1.2, which says solve for x, and you're given this correct to 2 decimal places. Already here, the moment they say 2 decimal places, you're going to use the quadratic formula here. So you see that the question actually can help you automatically do that. How many marks? 4 marks. You can even here, this question 1.1.3, it will still require that you go using the quadratic formula, and 1.1.4 further, you can still use the same quadratic formula, so even, alright, I can't say much here, but you can look at this 1.1.2. it might need you to use the quadratic formula. So you see the importance of going through the quadratic formula and knowing it is very, very important. So as I said, you can factorize this one, but the quadratic formula is easier here. So what do we do? You identify your a. Remember, there is a 1 there. That's my a, my b, and my c. So what is my x? So x will be equal to minus b bracket minus 7, just be careful there, plus or minus square root of b squared, which is bracket minus 7 squared. If you write it like this, you automatically get it wrong. If you say minus 7 squared, this is wrong because it will give you minus 49 here. So don't forget that bracket, okay? Minus 4, my a is 1 and my c is 12, you see? And then here divided by 2, and my a is 1. Then you give me 2 values of x here, and that's it. You get your 3 marks. So if you're not actually, you need to know how to approach this. You don't have an option here. So let's use a calculator here, which is minus bracket minus 7 plus, let's start with the plus, square root of negative 7 squared minus 4a is 1 and c is 12, right, all over 2 and 1. Let's see what it gives me here. X is equal to 4. Let's play back and see the other one. So 4 and what? Put minus, and x is equal to 3. So x is 4, x is equal to 3. So 2 things here. You can quickly test your answer here. Just take a calculator again, quickly test your answer to say when x is what? 4. So you just, even if you don't put brackets for now, it's fine. 4 squared minus 7 times 4 plus 12. It must give me what? A 0. A 0. What did I do? 4 squared minus 7, not 4. it must give me a 0. You see, there it is. You can try with a 3. It will be 3 squared, but it's good to test. But once you test the first one, automatically you can forget the other one to work. You see, so that is that. But if you wanted to factorize this, someone will say, but I want, that's where, if you're not good with your algebra, this is the most important one, because quadratic formula always works. But if you are working on the normal factorization, you're gonna say this is equal to 0. So you have your x here, and you're looking at 12, and for 12 you're gonna say factors of 12 is 1 times 12, it's 2 times 6, and it's 4 times 3 is 3 times 4. So that's where you're going to have your 4 and your 3, and then see it's since it's minus 7, it will be minus minus. You're gonna solve that. Then this is equal to 0, therefore x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 4. Still fine, they're gonna give you just 3 marks. But what I like about this one is we can solve this question now. I'm going to use it here because I'm interested in this. Let me just take this off. I'm interested in the what do you call? I'm interested in this formula here. It says I must solve x here. So if I'm to solve this one, which is x bracket 3x plus 5, right? This is equal to 1. So obviously I need to open up this bracket, meaning expand. Before I do anything, I need to expand that. That's what they wanted. X times 3x, which is 3x squared, x times 5 plus 5x is equal to 1. Now take 1 back, remember, so that it can become the ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is the standard formula that will work there. So what are you going to have? 3x squared plus 5x, and then minus 1 equal to 0. So it was positive 1, it will become negative. That's when now I can apply my what you call this, my quadratic formula, where I've got my a, my b, and my c. You see that? So I can literally come here with my thing here. See, this is minus b, so my b here, you put a bracket, I'll put 5. Let me use a different one so that you can see. So minus bracket 5, see that, plus, I will use a plus for now, b squared, I will change that. What is my squared here? It's b is 5 squared minus 4, my a and c, you put a bracket. What is my a is 3, what is my c? It's minus 1, right? And then all over 2, and my a is what? My a is 3. See, I can just straight away come to this. I know you can't do that, of course, in your exam where you're just substituting, but that's exactly what I'm doing there. Then from here, I'm able then to apply the calculator, because definitely I'll need a calculator, because they said two decimal places, I think. So here you're going to say minus bracket 5 plus square root of b squared, which is 5 squared, minus 4, a is 3, and a is negative 1 is c, 4ac over 2, and a is what? Is 3, like this, equal to, then remember you need to do it in 2 decimal places if I'm not mistaken. So shift setup, your calculator can round off, fix number 6 and then to 2 decimal places. If it's 3, you put to 3, you see, then press st 0,18, that's the first one, delete, minus 0,18 and minus 1,85, 0,18 minus 1,85, 0,18 minus 1,85. So this is x is equal to this, or x is equal to that. So these are the 2 values of x. Now you're gonna ask me to say, Is it possible to prove this? Definitely yes, you can prove this. If you go to the original, always take the original. Let me print my previous answer, one of them here, and I say, remember I've got this, but let me shift. Remember, I must use a normal one, the original answer, the last one. This is the full answer, so that's what I'm going to use here. Remember my calculator, if I say answer equal to, it gives me the last answer. So I can come here, which says x, I'll say answer bracket 3x, which is 3 answer plus 5, and then close that. It must give me 1 equal to, there it is, so it means it's correct. Alright, so you can do the other one, but don't use the rounded off. If you use the rounded off, for example, if you use negative 0.18, you're going to say 0.18 as the first answer as my x, which is 3 times 0.18 plus 5. You see, it won't give you straight away 1, it will give you 0.9972, but you can see that this is almost equal to 1, but you don't get comfortable, you know, you might think it's a different answer altogether. Alright, so that is that. Let me take off these. I just want to, alright, let's continue. Now what do I have? Okay, we did the quadratic. Now the next one is this one, inequality. How many marks? 4 marks. It says you're solving for x, don't forget, right? What does it say? X squared, alright, is less than minus 2x, and then the other one is plus 15. Right, so the inequality like this, obviously I think it will be better to take, remember an inequality is more like what? It is more like what? An equal sign. So in your mind, see an equal sign so that everything can go that side. So what are you gonna have? So it will be x squared, from negative 2 is plus 2x, from positive 15 minus 15 is less than what? 0. So this is basic and standard. Now you need to solve for x. That's where the quadratic formula again works here. You see, x squared. So if you know the quadratic formula, remember I just called it, it's x is equal to minus b. So this is my 1 there, this is my a, my b, and my c. So it's minus b minus 2 plus or minus square root of b squared, 2 squared, minus 4a, it's 1, c, it's minus 15, right? All over 2a. If you're good in doing the quick factorization, good. But if you know you're prone to errors and you always make mistakes, please approach it through this one. It's better. Your answer is more guaranteed, trust me, because you know with the quadratic formula you kind of the answer is mainly dependent on more of the calculator than you. So it's a fraction minus 2. Remember, this is your final exam, so you don't wanna take chances, eh? 2 squared, alright, minus 4a is 1, c is negative 15. Now if you do it right like this with the calculator, you won't go wrong. 2 and 1. I know you say I don't want to rely on the calculator, but this is your exam, final exam, eh? So what was the first one? X is equal to 3. The other one, put a negative, x is equal to minus 5. So x equal to 3 or x equal to minus 5. So you've got these. What do we call these? We call these values the critical values. Alright, so these are called critical values. So what you do now, look at this, very important. You come up with a number line having those critical values, and the critical values is, remember, negative starts before positive. So what you'll have is your minus 5 is here and your 3 is here. Then you're going to test these values so that you identify the sign here, the sign here, and the sign here. I always prefer to test the center because the signs always interchange. So between minus 5 and 3 there is 0. So I can test the sign there. What will be the sign there? If I put 0 here, remember as I told you, I put 0 here I put 0 here, so it will be 0, 0, and then minus 15. So let me try with the calculator so that you can see what I mean. I'm saying if you make x is equal to 0, because between minus 5 and 3, 0 is a number there. So it will be 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 15. I'm interested in the sign. Is that you can choose any number. Just before 3 is 2. You can actually come here and say, what if I put a 2? And you come here, you put a 2. See, you always get a negative. But let's say after 3, okay, let me just use that. It's a negative here. Let me maintain the negative. Let's choose a number after 3. So here, that's when I chose somewhere here was 0. Let's choose maybe 4. You can choose any 10 or whatever number. Trust me, any number. But usually what happens, once you get a negative, it will be positive on the left, positive on the right. Let's choose number 4. So it's 4 squared plus 2 times 4 minus 15. This must now give us a positive. It doesn't matter. Try before 5 is minus 6. So I can put a negative 6 here. But look, be careful now. I cannot just come here and say negative 6 like this. It will give me a wrong thing. See, it's now giving minus. I can't get a minus. So here you have to play it right and go back. If it's minus, always respect the negative with a bracket like this. That's where most of you can get things wrong. If you forget that bracket, it will be wrong. See, 9 positive. So you see, positive, here it was positive. Test any value, this direction and this direction. It can be any value. So now, it's always like that. It's either you get a positive, negative, positive, or a negative, or it can be, once you get a negative here it will be positive, here it will be negative. I'm just saying the signs must alternate. Once you have done that, you ask yourself, why was I doing all this? Look, when you're saying less, let me use a different color. Less than means negative. Less means negative. Always remember. And this is my son. That is what less means. It means negative. So it says, come into this thing here and look for that negative sign. And we see where it is. There it is. So how do you write our final answer? The answer is between these values, because that's where the reason is. So it's minus 5 is less than x, because they didn't use equal to, which is and less than 3. X is less than 3. So minus 5 is less than x, x is less than 3. If it was equal to, you're going to put equal to. Guys, avoid this scenario. Some of you are going to work it out like this. Let's say you're working out like this. And you're going to say, I know it was going to give you x minus 3 and then x plus 5. This is what you're going to get. X minus 3, x plus 5. And then less than 0. That's what you're going to have here. Right. Some of you already know, like this is more like an equal sign. Remember I did say so. So they will say x minus 3 is less than 0, or x plus 5 is less than 0. That's completely wrong. I say no and no. Look at it. So your answer here, I'm going to write, so it was going to be x was going to be less than 3, or x is less than minus 5. Let's check now. One of them will always be wrong. See, there is x is less than 3 here. This one is correct. X is less than 3, but this one, the other one here, this one, it says minus 5 is less than x, meaning x is greater than minus 5. X is greater than minus 5. So look, you said x is less than. Do you see that this is a conflict? Now you lose that answer. So be careful there. Be careful, be careful. This is not the way you need to do this version of critical values. Critical values is very important. All right, so that is that part. And I did mention, guys, to say let me make this small and erase. I did mention to say whenever you are looking at the quadratic formula, it does quite a lot of work, you know, and it simplifies most of the things. So we've been using it. Now what about 1.1.4? It says here how many marks? 4 marks again. We need to simplify this. So for x, square root of 2 and 1 minus x. Okay, so everything is under the square root, right? Close it. Is equal to what? X minus 1. So you are given already a square root. Now, how do you get rid of this square root? You still remember? When you're getting rid of a square root, square root you square, but what you do on the left, you do on the right, so you square both sides. So from here, what you're gonna have will be that thing falls off. It's 2 bracket 1 minus x. Now let me tell you why they gave this question, because students are going to say equal to. This is the error, a common error. Watch this. I'm gonna make it red. You guys are gonna say x squared minus 1 squared, which is 1. That's the error part, you see, because this square does not mean x squared minus 1 squared. That's where they wanna, actually they like that, So here, what you're supposed to remind yourself, please, careful black guys, I'm gonna even use it in different part. It means this. See, squared means 2 times, so that's why you've got your x minus 1 and your x minus 1. Just remember that. Then at this stage, open up your brackets here, open it up, here FOIL method, open and open, open and open. See, here you're gonna get x minus 1 squared, but that was gonna be wrong. Alright, so let's do it. 2 times 1, it's 2 times x minus 2x is equal to x times x. You see, it's x squared. X times minus 1 is minus x, minus 1 times x is minus x. So you've got minus x, you see. Then negative 1 is plus 1. See, this is where you're gonna lose it. Please, it's not minus x plus x. It's minus 2x now, you see that? So x squared plus 1. I'm just doing it intentionally. So 2 minus 2x. Alright? From here, you collect like terms, take everything to the right. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 2x, but look, minus 2x coming this side becomes plus 2x, and then plus 1, 2 becomes minus 2. Then I think at this stage this goes off. Are you with me? Then from here, what do I have? I think this one was not really a quadratic way, but it's still a quadratic. X squared 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Alright, so you can rewrite this and say therefore x squared minus 1 equal to 0. Students can get stuck here. They literally like, what's next? Guys, the options are, there's almost how many? 3 different options. The first one, the easier one is to say, okay, let me take this one to the other side. So what are you gonna have? X squared is equal to 1. Then you square root both sides. But when you square root, x is equal to what? Plus or minus 1. Some of you are gonna be caught napping there. Or difference of 2 squares. This one, it's x squared minus 1 squared. 1 is same as 1 squared is equal to 0. You open that. Difference of 2 squares, it's x minus 1, x plus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 1 or x is equal to minus 1. Similar to what we said, plus or minus 1. Or someone will ask and say, quadratic equation here? Yes. You can use a quadratic equation here. So if it's x squared minus 1, now remember what the quadratic equation says. It's ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So look, your a there, a is equal to 1. Your b, there is no b here, so it's 0. And your c, sorry about that, your c is equal to what? This is my c, negative 1. See? So you're going to say x is equal to minus b minus 0 plus or minus square root of b squared, 0 squared minus 4. A is 1, c is minus 1. Right? All over 2, a is 1. If you do this, you'll see that you get 2 answers. Let's do that. If I then work on that, so what? Actually, I said minus 4ac minus 2ac. Am I right? It's minus 4ac. I think it's correct. Sorry, it's minus 4ac. So it's that is negative 0 plus square root of b squared, which is 0 squared, minus 4a is 1, c is negative 1, you know. Then you divide that by what? By 2 and 1. You see there, 1, and you put a minus here, and negative 1, you know, doesn't matter. But this is not advisable here. But guess what? If you feel like the quadratic is the way, go through the quadratic formula. It still works. I was trying to show you that it will still work. Alright, so here they were saying what? Solve for x. But now there's something sensitive about these kind of questions with a square root. These kind of questions here, very sensitive. You test your answers. Test them, both of them. Test your answers. So what you do, you come to the original, and you're supposed to test on top. Let's test it here to say, remember it says 2 square root of 1 minus x is equal to what? X minus 1. Let's test it. The first value said x is equal to 1. Remember, x was equal to 1. So let's test square root of 2, and then 1 minus 1 is equal to 1 minus 1. So square root of 2, 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 is equal to 0. Balances. Correct. Now let's test with minus 1. So what will it have? X is equal to minus 1. So it's square root of 2. 1 minus minus 1 is equal to minus 1 minus 1. I think that. So let's take a calculator so that you don't confuse. Okay, let me close here. So minus minus, obviously this becomes a plus. Alright, but let's take a calculator, and then you're going to use it here to say square root of 2 bracket, see, it's 1 minus minus 1. You can just do that. Equal to, see, I'm getting a 2 on my left hand side. So 2 is equal to, remember x is minus 1, is minus 2 here, minus 1 minus 1. And this is not correct. 2 cannot be minus 2. So you come here and say x is not equal to. See, it's only one value. Please, you must indicate this both. Otherwise they're going to penalize you. Alright. So that is that part I wanted to bring to your attention. I hope you guys, as you're preparing for your final exams, you're just getting some of these ideas to say what to watch out for. So you see, we are working on quadratic. Look at the 6 marks now. Simultaneous or simultaneous equations, you know. It sounds good, simultaneous, you know. It makes you look learned, not simultaneous. Simul, you know. Alright, I'm joking. Now look at this. 3x plus y is equal to 27. And x squared plus y squared is equal to 17. Simultaneous equations. Look at this. Now 27 is what? This is 3 to the power of 3. Guys, exponents part. So you're going to say 3 to the power of x plus y is equal to 3 to the power of 3. Same basis, you can equate the exponents. Then that's the first equation there. X plus y equal to 3. There is equation 1. That's what they wanted to trick you on there. Are you following? Then the next one is x squared plus y squared is equal to 17. This is equation 2. Don't forget, equation 3 will, 1 will become equation 3. How does it become? Choose, take y to the other side. What are you gonna have? You're gonna have x minus is equal to 3 minus y. Right, so that's why this becomes equation 3. X is equal to 3 minus y. Then you're going to say what? 3, equation 3 into equation 2. What are you going to have? Remember, equation 2 says x squared, but I know my x is this. Are you with me? So where there is x squared, I will say 3 minus y squared. See? Plus y squared is equal to 17. Again, avoid that temptation to say this is, avoid this, to say this is 3 squared minus y squared plus y squared, see, is equal to 17. You'll be stuck because this minus this is 0. Do you see that? You'll be stuck. Why? Because that is not true. Alright, this is same as twice 3 minus y and 3 minus y. See that? Plus y squared is equal to 17. Open that bracket. 3 times 3, FOIL method, it's 9. 3 times y minus 3y minus 3y plus y squared. See, y times y plus y squared is equal to 17. Then from here you collect like terms. Y plus y squared plus y squared is 2y squared, and then minus 3y is minus 6y, and then the 17 will go this side. It will be 9 minus 17. So what is 9 minus 17? It's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is 8. It's negative 8. Sorry about that, you know. Too much reliant on calculators, you know. Sometimes we end up missing out on this. There it is. So from here I can actually divide by 2, because 2, or you can go straight to the quadratic formula here if you want. Y squared, this becomes minus 3y, and this becomes minus 4 equal to 0. Quadratic formula, I say yes, because most of you struggle with the same factorization. Okay, if you feel like, okay, say, why don't you just factorize this thing? I can. From here you just open a bracket. I can, as you say. So it will be my y, it's 4 here, so it's minus 4 plus 1. It's correct here, is equal to 0. But some of you struggle through this. The best thing, go through the quadratic equation. But remember, you're solving for y now. Y is equal to minus b. This is your b. Your a is 1 there, your c. So minus b minus 3 plus or minus square root of b squared minus 3 in brackets squared minus 4a is 1, c minus 4 all over 2a is 1. So you get two values of y. Remember, you're solving for y. Don't say x. If you say x, you get everything wrong, because you are not solving for x here. You are solving, sorry for that. You are solving for y. Alright. So now, if we work on this, it will be a minus bracket negative 3 plus square root of b squared. So it's what? Bracket negative 3 squared minus 4a is 1, c is negative 4. See that? All over 2, and then it's 1. We must get the same answers we got. X is equal to 4. Y is equal to 4, and what? Y is equal to minus 1. See, same thing here. It was going to give us the same thing here. It was going to say here y is equal to 4 or y is equal to negative 1. Still the same thing. But now look, this is not the end. Got the y value. Obviously we need equation 3. X is 3 minus 1. X is equal to 3 minus y. You divide it, okay, again. X is equal to 3 minus y. So already these two answers, you see here I'm trying to say when y is 4, what is x? So x is equal to 3 minus 4. X is equal to minus 1. See? Then this side, x is equal to 3. Now y is minus 1 is minus 1, you see? So x is equal to 4. So there are the solutions. When x is minus 1, y is 4. And when x is 4, y is minus 1. There it is. So you can test one of them, or both of them. No, x minus 1, y is 4. You come to the original equation here. So when x is minus 1, y is 4, so what you do, you say 3 to the power of x is minus 1, y is 4. see, equal to 27. It works. And then the other one, x is minus 1, so it doesn't matter. Minus 1 squared plus y is 4 squared. So when it's positive, it's not a problem. It must give us 17. This was going to work it like that. Alright, so now look at this next one. That was all that's 6 marks. Now you're left with, see, with 1.3. Say determine without the use of a calculator the value of, okay, 1 over square root of 1 plus this. Okay, so this is my part now. Even if this doesn't work out, there are these questions that they just want to knock you off, such questions, kind of a higher order kind of questions, you can even leave it out. But what we have here, out of 24, you've got 21 out of 24. Make sure you maximize that. Are you with me? But anyway, let's look at this question. They are saying I need to determine without a calculator 1 over that. So I tested this with a calculator to say, if I say, look at this, 1 over square root of, not fraction, square root of 1 plus square root of 2. Look what I'm going to get. I'm going to get minus 1 plus square root of 2. Are you with me? So I'm going to write that to say this one is actually minus 1 plus square root of 2 plus, let's do the next one. The next one is what? 1 over square root of 2 plus square root of 3. Okay, equal to square root of 3 minus 2. So it's square root of 3 minus square root of 2. Alright, we're going on. Let's come back here. Let's continue this. Plus, and then 1 over square root of 3 plus square root of 4. Alright, so let's do that one. So I've got here 1 over square root of 3 plus square root of 4. Alright, equal to 2 minus root 3. It's 2 minus square root of 3 plus dot plus, and then we can do the last one that they've given us here to say 1 over square root of what? 99 plus square root of 100 equal to 10 minus 3 root 11. So it's 10 minus 3 square root of 11. So I just want to take this out of that like this. So this is what I'm having. So now with this in mind, okay, let me take it further here. So look at this. With this in mind, it's difficult sometimes to see what's happening here. But remember, I was getting it from like this. I was adding that, and I was adding that, and I was adding that, and I was adding that, So now it becomes a little bit difficult, but until you notice something. If I can rewrite this thing, it will be like this. Remember, square root of 1. If I just say to you, what is square root of 1? Square root of 1 is 1. So if I can write this, it will be square root of 2 minus square root of 1 plus, see, here it's square root of 3 minus square root of 2 plus, again here it will look funny, but what is 2? 2 is square root of 4 minus square root of 3 plus, you can continue, you will see that plus, here 100 is square root of, 10 is square root of 100, and then minus, you'll see that this is square root of 99. Are you seeing what's happening? But I'm interested now. Look at this one. If this was my 1, my 2, and my 3, so every time I'm having 1, I'm interested to look at 1. 1 gives me it's a square number, and then 3 gives me more like a square number. Even here, I don't know what it was, it gave me more like a square number, right? So it must be odd. See, you can try it. We can try the next one in between here, but let me just maintain this. Look at this. If I was adding these two, the first two, and then I'll say 1 plus 2, like I'm talking about this one, 1 plus 2, I'm adding them. So look at it. This let me write it. Square root of 2 minus square root of 1 plus square root of 3 minus square root of 2. Remember this side, no calculator. Look, this goes. So what do I have? It's more like I've got minus square root of 1 plus this, which is minus 1 plus root 3. That's what your calculator will give you. But now, let's say I'm adding 1 plus 2 plus 3. These ones. Right? So I'm going to add, look at it, square root of 2 minus square root of 1 plus square root of 3 minus square root of 2 plus square root of 4 minus square root of 3. Look at this now. Something interesting starts happening. Square root of 2 goes with that one, and then square root of 3 goes with that one. See that? And then what am I left with? I'm left with negative square root of 1, which is minus 1, plus square root of 4 is 2. Minus 1 plus 2, the answer becomes 1. Your calculator, if you add it, if you add the original, this one, add with your calculator this first 3, your answer, it will be what? That. Let's do that. If we add these 3, if I say 1 over square root of 1 plus what? Square root of 2, and then play forward, plus, and then 1 over, I think you can do that, square root of 2 plus square root of 3, seeing that, and then plus 1 over square root of 3. You can take the first 2 also and add and see what it gives, plus square root of 4. Alright, then see, it gives me a 1. So with that in mind, when such thing is happening like that, you see, what I can conclude is, if I was adding the first, these ones, from here to here, if I was adding, so what was I doing? I was literally taking this term, I'll make it red, minus 1 plus this term 2. Then I got a what? A 1. So now, since this thing is going all up to the last, so I can conclude here and say, you can actually conclude here and say, this is same as equal to, look, it's minus 1 plus square root of 2 minus square root of 2. Remember, it's separated. Plus square root of 3 minus square root of 3 plus square root of 4 minus square root of 4. Then you say plus blah 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 blah, and then remember 99, square root of 99 minus square root of 99 plus what? Plus square root of 100 as the last one. Remember, it's the last one that remained. It was more like, it's more like you're gonna have like the first 3, you're having 1 plus 3. So if it becomes the last one, it will be minus 1 plus what? Plus 10. I think that. So at the end of the day, you are going to say equal to minus 1 plus 10. The answer is 9. Alright, so this is kind of the solution here. So guys, that's it. 24 marks, you can still get it. Now in the next part, but you guys need to give me some feedback. I haven't gotten any feedback. Actually I got 2, but that's not enough from you guys who are watching this channel. I did a question. Let me show you the question that I did. You see, it's still there. I did this question. Differentiation from first principles. Quite a number of people were going through it and watching it. I've done this question number 7, and then I said, give me your feedback. Tell me if you are interested in the next one, which was this question 8. So no one, not really no one, but those, it's not really that I don't respect the few that said yes, please show us the next one. But from the thousands that are watching, only to get 2 responses, it's more like you guys are not interested. Yeah? But I thought of, you know, I always focus on the underdog. You know, someone who says I'm struggling with my maths, so I know question 1 is very important for the underdog. You know, this channel is actually mathematics for the underdogs, meaning someone who says I'm battling and I'm struggling, but I need something that can get me slowly but into correct answers where I can systematically follow on this. I know I'll get it right. So that's why I went for question 1. Guess what is the next important question? It's question 2. Serious, you can't miss up on that. So if you are interested, again I say, give me a shout. talk to me, send me on the communicate on the chat box, leave me a comment. All these we can just have a look at it and see how could we have approached it. These are questions we can't afford to miss. Guys, see you again next time. Thank you.